Students, today we will start your second unit, that is the drugs acting on GIT. In this, the first chapter is anti-ulcer drugs. So the anti-ulcer drugs are the drugs which are used for the treatment of peptic ulcer. Now, peptic ulcer, it occurs due to more secretion of gastric acid or when there is imbalance between aggressive and defensive factors. That means peptic ulcer is the main reason of peptic ulcer is higher secretion of the gastric HCl. And what are aggressive and defensive factors? Aggressive factors are acid, pepsin, bile, or it may be a bacterium known as Helicobacter pylori. And defensive factors or the protective factors are gastric mucus, bicarbonate secretion, prostaglandins, and nitric oxide. Now, when there is imbalance of these aggressive and defensive factors, then peptic ulcer occurs. So the main approach for the ulcer treatment is reduction of gastric acid secretion. In ulcer, there may be normal or high secretion of gastric acid. So whether the gastric acid secretion is high or normal, the main approach for the ulcer treatment is the reduction of the gastric acid secretion. Now we will discuss the different approaches for the treatment of peptic ulcer, or you can say the classification of anti-ulcer drugs. So in the classification of anti-ulcer drugs, the first class is the drugs which reduce the gastric acid secretion. In this, the first subclass is H2 antihistamines. In H2 antihistamines, H2 blockers, examples are cimetidine, ranitidine, famotidine, and roxetidine. Second class is proton pump inhibitors. In proton pump inhibitors, examples are omeprazole, lansoprazole, pantoprazole, and rabeprazole. Then third subclass is anticholinergic drugs. In anticholinergic drugs, you already have read these examples. Examples are pirenzepine, propanthelene, and oxyphenonium. And in the last subclass is the prostaglandin analog. Example is misoprostol. Then second approach and second class is neutralization of gastric acid. The gastric acid which is secreted, that has to be neutralized, and for this the drugs are antacids. These drugs are known as antacids. In this class there are two subclasses. First are systemic antacids. Examples are sodium bicarbonate, sodium citrate, and second subclass is non-systemic antacids. Examples are magnesium hydroxide, aluminium hydroxide, calcium carbonate, and magnesium trisilicate. Then third class is ulcer protective drugs. In ulcer protective drugs, examples are sucralfate, colloidal bismuth subcitrate, and in the last class, anti-H. pylori drugs. Examples are amoxicillin, clarithromycin, metronidazole, and tinidazole like antibiotics. Now we will discuss the regulation of gastric acid secretion and mechanism of action of these drugs. In this picture you can see this cell is the gastric parietal cell. In the gastric parietal cell, this is the apical membrane and this is the basolateral membrane. On the apical membrane there is a proton pump, or you can say hydrogen potassium ATPase pump. This hydrogen potassium ATPase is known as proton pump. Through this proton pump there is exchange of hydrogen ions and potassium ions, or you can say the hydrogen ions are secreted inside the cell. These hydrogen ions along with the chloride ions, they form hydrochloric acid which is released in this gastric parietal cell. Now this proton pump is activated by three main factors. This proton pump is activated by histamine, acetylcholine, and gastrin. Here in this picture you can see this is H2 receptor, this is muscarinic receptor, and this is CCK2 receptor or cholecystokinin receptor through which gastrin is acting. So these three factors, histamine, acetylcholine, and gastrin, they are mainly activating this proton pump through their specific receptors. Histamine is acting by H2 receptor, gastrin is acting by CCK2 or cholecystokinin receptor, and acetylcholine is acting by muscarinic receptors. When this proton pump is activated, the hydrogen ions are secreted inside the cell, or you can say more hydrochloric acid is formed. And when major dominating factor is histamine. When histamine binds to H2 receptor, it acts by increasing the formation of CAMP. The CAMP is when formed, then it activates this hydrogen potassium ATPase pump, and there is involvement of calcium ions also. And the other also, acetylcholine and gastrin also activate this receptor through activate this proton pump through their specific receptors. But when histamine acts by H2 receptors, it also activates these two. You can see here, when histamine binds to H2 receptors, then the effect of acetylcholine and the effect of gastrin is also promoted. In this picture, you can also see here this PGE2 is a prostaglandin. Prostaglandins are the gastroprotective. When prostaglandin binds to its specific receptor, EP3 receptor, it inhibits this CAMP formation and further the hydrogen potassium ATPase pump. Or you can say, when hydrogen potassium ATPase pump is inhibited, then there is decreased secretion of hydrogen ions or decreased formation of HCl. So it is gastroprotective. Now this gastrin, it is secreted by the G cells. G cells secrete gastrin, and this gastrin binds to specific CCK2 receptors. Now this cell is the histaminocyte or enterochromaffin cells. Histaminocytes release histamine. This histamine, when is released, then it binds to H2 receptors, and this gastrin is secreted when food enters in stomach. When food enters stomach, these G cells are stimulated. When G cells are stimulated, they secrete gastrin. When gastrin binds to CCK2 receptors, it inhibits this proton. It activates this proton pump. When histamine is released from histaminocytes, it binds to H2 receptors and it activates proton pump. And when acetylcholine binds to muscarinic receptors, then it activates this proton pump. So in classification, we have read that first approach is to reduce the gastric acid secretion, and to reduce gastric acid secretion, the first important class is H2 antihistaminics. That is, we can block the H2 receptors through which histamine is acting, and then activating the proton pump. Then second class is proton pump inhibitors. These proton pump inhibitors like omeprazole and lansoprazole, they directly inhibit this proton pump. These drugs, proton pump inhibitors, they directly act on this hydrogen potassium ATPase and then block this proton pump so that the secretion of hydrogen ions is inhibited. Then third class is anticholinergic drugs. Anticholinergic drugs, examples pirenzepine, etc. They also act here. Anticholinergic drugs will act on these. They will block the muscarinic receptors, and thus they will inhibit this hydrogen potassium ATPase pump. And in this first class, the last subclass is prostaglandin analog. You have already read that prostaglandins are gastroprotective. So here we are not giving prostaglandin inhibitors, rather we are using prostaglandin analogs. Prostaglandin analogs, examples is misoprostol, because prostaglandin analog, it will bind to the receptor and it will inhibit the CAMP formation, and further it will inhibit the proton pump. So this is the mechanism and regulation of gastric acid secretion. The mechanism of other drugs we will discuss in the next class.